Hello, hi people. How are we doing? Happy New Month. Yeah, it's May. Is it just me, or am I feeling like this year is just so fast and yet so slow? I don't know, but it's just me, because you just think of, oh, I need to do this, I have not done this, and we are in the 5th month already. Yes, when you think about some things, you'll be like, we are still in May. But, before you know it, 2 weeks plus 2 weeks will equals to what? Merry Christmas. Well, hi people, how are we doing? Happy New Month. Welcome to my YouTube channel. How is everything doing? Oh, I'm your favorite YouTuber, Omolade Adesoye. How are we doing? Me, I'm not happy with everybody. Everybody will keep saying, well, don't let me say everybody. Some of my friends are holding me accountable, like holding me by the jugular. But the numbers are not encouraging. Why haven't you subscribed? If you are coming across me for the first time, please remember to like, share, subscribe. I drop very useful tips, so especially for first-time mothers. I'm like your guinea pig, like I said, but I'm also like your big auntie, like, experienced mom, that kind of thing. Yeah, but honestly, I drop very useful comments for first-time moms, for moms that are clueless. Please encourage, like, share. We're going for 500 subscribers. This is what, barely 200. Please, let's share. Let's tell a friend to tell a friend, so that we can get the followers up. Are we good? Yeah, thank you. In my last video, I spoke about introducing solids to a baby. What did you find useful? What do you think that, maybe you should have done it this way? This motherhood thing, what works for one might not work for B. You just have to keep trying. They are just like a few principles that, you should abide by. But tell me what you think. When you tell me what you think, sometimes you just telling me can just make me say, oh, this actually happened to me. There are some things that will happen to you and you would not even really think of it that it happened to you, until you are just like reminiscing and you're like, that's true, this happened to me, and it's not something that is common or someone a lot of people talk about. I remember I saw someone commenting that, she was very thirsty after delivery. It didn't happen to me. I didn't even think it was a thing until I saw someone's comment on it. Please drop your comments. When you drop your comments, it just, it helps us build that little community. You got me? You got me. Thank you. Today's topic is a topic that it actually bothered me. I just felt, this thing really bothered me too. What can I do? But as an experienced mother, no, just kidding. As a mom who had also gone through it, I just realized that it's actually a very interesting topic that a lot of people don't think about. Resuming after maternity leave. I'm sure I'm not the only one that said, maybe work is not even for me. Because after that maternity leave and you're just resuming, there's like a lot of anxiety about, do you even remember your password at work? Do you even know what you're doing? Then there's also a part of it that is like, oh, I'm tired of the house, I just need something else. Then there's the part of you that, what if I leave my baby? She can't sit on her own, she can't do this on her. There's just a whole lot of emotional roller coaster that happens when it's time for resumption. There's the excitement phase, there's the scared phase, there's the whatever phase, there's even the sad phase. I know some mothers cry when they resume work for the first day and they leave their baby. I didn't cry. Side note, my husband cried. I know we'll see this video and we'll be like, I casted it. Yes, he was the one who cried. The first day I went to work and he was like, oh, you dropped out, they cried, yeah. Well, not that dramatic, but you understand what I mean. He cried and I was just like, I felt like maybe I'm not mother enough, or why are you the one crying and I'm the one not crying? there are just a few things that can get him emotional, and that was one of the things that got him emotional. But resumption back to work, yeah, it's a concern. And I'll break it in two phases. I'll talk about resumption in terms of baby preparation and resumption in terms of mother preparation. So on this episode, I'll talk about getting ready, like getting baby ready for your resumption. On my next episode, I'll talk about getting mother ready for resumption, because a lot of times we are so worried that what should I think or what should I do, but there are faces to this thing. Baby needs to be ready. You as a mother too needs to be ready. And I'm talking about baby because it's still our primary care. Before we now go to mother, your snapback, a lot of mothers are concerned. Oh, my stomach has not snapped back. Oh, that will be another episode. So for baby readiness, one thing I think helped me, or one thing, this is just a side note, it's not part of what should get your baby ready, but one thing I did was, I know that when I resume, I'll have to get to work very early. So like a month before resumption, I started preparing my baby with that mindset. I would wake up as early as 6 a.m. to have a bath, just so that she knows that early in the morning we are going to get dressed and go to work or go to crèche. I know that I don't have that, but I just knew that because I have to get up early and leave the house early, I had to also get her ready. Children now, when they are small, they don't have waking up time, closing time. They sleep when they want to sleep, they wake up when they want to wake up. But I got her just so used to it, and also get my own self ready, because if you are used to having your bath around 9 a.m., 10 a.m., that's strong adjustments. Lagos people, we almost never leave the house late. We always mostly do leave the house early, and you have to take your bath, do that for your baby. That's just one thing I did on the side, like just to get ready. So number one major thing I think is very necessary when a mother wants to resume is childcare. Childcare, very important. Childcare, and what do I mean by childcare? Who will take care of child or your baby when you resume? Will grandma be at home? Is grandma going to start omugwo duties? Or do you have a nanny that is going to take care of baby? Or are you going to crèche? Those are like the three options I know people always have, especially in Nigeria. It's either working moms, you have grandma coming to stay with baby, or you have a nanny or a trusted individual at home with the baby, or you are going to crèche. Everything has its advantage, everything has its disadvantage. So I can't say, oh, this is the best way to do, this is not the best way to do. You have to look at all your options. When you have those three options in front of you, say for starters, and then start thinking, oh, if I have grandma at home, what's the advantage? Grandma will take care of her grandchild. Is that grandchild, these are blood, she has to take care of it. But what else is the disadvantage? Grandma would not be able to, do a lot of house chores, do market runs with baby. How can I ease that stress of grandma? That's one thing you can think about. Or grandma is not strong enough, I need someone to at least come in once in a while to take care of the house so that grandma can be focused on the baby. That's the part. If you're having a nanny or an individual, how much do you trust this person? Your baby is still very fragile, apart from the fact that and there's wickedness in the world. We see a lot of things where elves can do dangerous things to baby. What about the baby itself? Is the person nonchalant and say, well, let the baby just cry, when I'm ready I'll go and pick up the baby? You need to watch characteristics of people, and I don't think it's the first day you are resuming work the person should start duties. The person should have at least started taking care of the child, so there's a form of understanding. That first day is always so brutal. Person, maybe the baby doesn't even understand who this person is and everything. That's one thought. Then the thought of crutch. The thought of crutch. I use crutch because, like I have said earlier, my mom died just like a few weeks after I delivered. So, and my mom-in-law, she lives in another state. She couldn't come to stay Omugo, do Omugo. And my only option was to go for crutch. And crutch is always the worry. I had so many people call me, why do I want to take to crutch? So many things happens in crutch. You can't see the baby, you can't monitor the baby. And some will be like, no, crutch is the best. Do you want to have nanny? As a mother, whatever you pick and you think that this is best for your baby, just make sure that you've checked all your pros and cons, and you've seen that the pros outweighs cons, and hopefully there are no even cons at all, but you've seen it and you stick by your decisions. Because some parents prefer that they have nannies, some prefer that go to crèche where they can see everybody, where you can hold somebody responsible. They are just different mindsets, but whatever is most comfortable for you, that's what you should do. Don't say because this person did this, I must do this. Whatever is most comfortable for you. If you think that having grandma around is not comfortable for you, look for a crèche. If you think that crèche is it will give you too much anxiety, look for grandma or someone, a trusted person, to come and stay with you. Therefore, crèche, there are things you should look out for. Crèche, everybody is always so scared. When you go to crèche, baby fall sick, baby do this. The truth of the matter is, most likely or most often than not, your baby has been excluded in a way. Mostly family members, and I'm sure as a first-time mom, before anybody touch your baby, you say, wash your hand or use this sanitizer. The baby has not seen the outside world to build immune system. So when there are like little bacteria or contamination here and there, the baby's immune system is just developing, and that's why it feels like some babies will go to crèche and they will have infection. Mind you, not to say that some crèche are just dirty, just pure dirty, and that's what's causing your baby infection. But you need to watch out for crèche. Watch out for, where is the crèche? What is most comfortable? Where is the crèche, in the sense that, do you want the crèche to be close to your office or close to your house? Me, I would advise close to your house, because anything can happen, at least somebody can pick up for you. So where is the crèche? Is the crèche close to your house, close to your office? Do you want to be facing baby in Lagos traffic, or I don't know where state you are in and you don't experience it? So you need to check for what location of crèche do you want. How many caregivers are there in the crèche? I always prefer crèche that have elderly women, not because I'm discriminating. Maybe an elderly person and a young person. An elderly person, you can't toy with their wealth of experience. They've seen babies in and out. They've nursed their babies. They've probably nursed grandchildren. They've nursed other people's babies. So I'm more comfortable with having an elderly person or a well-experienced person in the crèche. Also, what's the crèche like? What's the modalities of the crèche? Can anybody walk into the crèche and say, this is my baby, and pick the baby? Also, what are the people picking? Those are the security levels you need to check in the crèche. What are the baby picking? The crèche I picked for my baby was I and my husband, and then we had emergency contacts, and I think I used someone else down, like a family member that I introduced to them, to say this is the family member. Even had to drop her passport to say, this is the person I want. I think they were even two. There was two people I dropped, that either of these two people could come to pick my daughter. No one else can pick. So you're looking out for security, you're looking out for the caregiver itself, you're looking out for the location. Then another thing, enter the crèche. You're looking at the comfort of the crèche. Enter the crèche. Check the crèche. Is it the crèche that they don't mob in time, they don't clean in time, this person is late? Enter the crèche. Check for neatness. go to the kitchenette, go to the restroom, go to where they pick the baby. How are they like careful about baby? Or are they the ones maybe enter even during a regular peak period, say around 12 noon? Are they feeding the baby, the spoon fell down and they just continue feeding? Just to see how they do. Then number 5 to me for crèche. I'm talking about crèche very well in depth because I actually use the crèche and there are things I looked out for. What is the resumption time of crèche? You know Lagos now, especially if you want your crèche to be close to the office and be close to the house, it means that you have to drop off before going to work. There are some crèche that don't open till 7 a.m. There are some crèche that open 5 a.m. So you pick the crèche that is comfortable for you. I remember I picked the crèche that opens 6:30 a.m. Oh boy, sometimes after 7 I'm calling them. They are on their way. I had to change. I had to change because I was constantly going late to work because the crèche was not, they were not so time cautious. You have to watch that thing. It should not be that you are now trying to take crèche, you lose one job. We are talking about trying to manage the two, both motherhood and career. So you need to find a crèche that will give you peace of mind. One thing I also looked at for crèche, my baby, like I said, was mostly breastfed. Even when she started other cereal and everything, her major milk was breast milk. So it meant that I needed to express down and take it to the crèche. Do they have fridge? How do they care for milk? If they don't have fridge, what is your own way of taking milk there? Now, do you have to get a little cooler bag to keep the milk fresh? Do you need to get a bottle warmer? Those kind of things. Then if your baby is formula fed, I would advise you, take extra bottles. Don't let them repeat one bottle for your baby. If you know your baby feeds 6 times a day, if possible, take 8 bottles, just in case something happens to one nipple, they have another nipple to switch to, so that they are not shuffling nipple. You are just trying to reduce contamination as much as possible. Another thing I check out for in crèche is what are the medical emergency or first aid they do when the baby has emergency. Are they the kind of crèche that baby fell down, maybe injured himself, they will not tell you until you come back from work, or they call you? Or what's the nearest hospital they go to? Is your baby registered in that hospital? Or are they the crèche that the immunization will just come? The way Lagos State, I think they also do it for other states, will just come. Nigerian government will announce, they are giving out booster shots. Are they the one that would inform you beforehand? Or they will just give your baby immunization? You need to find out all those things. They are small things, but they are important. Make someone not just go dey chook your baby anyhow. To be watchful, mindful of that. I think that's basically it. You need, and again, for sterilizing, keep your baby things. If you have to take a sterilizer, please take your sterilizer. Go. Don't be too finicky. Number 2 thing I think is important after child care, knowing who is taking care of baby, are you going to crèche or not? Number 2, I've mentioned it earlier, but it's feeding. Be careful. Is your baby still I know Lagos State, except they are working for the government, I think government gives 6 months. Most corporate organizations give 3 months. So at that stage, what will baby eat? Is baby on formula? Is baby on breast milk? You might need to go there and teach. It's easier if you have maybe grandma at home or have a nanny at home that's taking care of baby. And one thing I didn't mention, for nanny, how comfortable are you? If you're not so comfortable, there's something called nanny cam, CCTV. I'm whispering. But it's called nanny cam, so that I can at least have an idea of what your nanny is doing part-time at home. It's just for additional comforts. It's additional comforts. You really can't trust anybody, but it's additional comfort. If you have it, good. If you cannot have it, the blood of Jesus, the blood of Jesus, the blood. You know that's the way I do already. You should know that already, but just have faith, believe. Well, these are some of the precautions you need to take. So back to feeding, you need to know what does my baby eat? How do I preserve? That's why I talked about fridge, because I know my baby's crèche did not have a fridge, and I had to and I didn't get a cooler bag. I think if you don't have a cooler bag, one thing I did was have ice, and I had a small cooler, just a very portable cooler that I would always put a milk and ice, and that ice can last until close of business because my freezer is very strong. I'll just keep the ice, and once the cooler is closed, it doesn't defrost. And now, breast milk frozen can last 24 hours. When you bring it out, you can still use it. Then room temperature, once it gets to room temperature, you have to consume it within the first 4 hours. I prefer to consume within the first 2 hours. For baby formula, if you are doing baby formula, it means that you don't even need a cooler bag. You need someone that will mix your baby formula the right way. And baby formula is not something you can mix down. I know another thing with baby formula, very careful. You can't feed formula in the morning. The baby did not finish it, then keep it for the next use. Some people don't know that you have to pour that milk away and make a new one. So you need to be very mindful. If you need to take one day, or if you are bold enough, a week before you resume, you can drop your baby twice just to see how he or she coped, or even the opportunity to even teach the carer how to mix formula. You know that if you don't get your formula and milk ratio right, your baby can get constipated. If they are adding too much formula with less water, it's like add thing and your baby can get constipated. You need to check out for that thing. If it's breast milk is delicate. People say, no, breast milk cannot. Hey, if breast milk is contaminated, your baby can have infection. So you need to be very mindful. What do they need to do? At a point I took my baby to a standard crèche. Before they feed baby, they would have to go and wash baby. They don't even change baby diaper where other children are. There are some crèche. One baby is eating here, they are changing diaper here. Things are flying all around. No, that crèche was just so superb. Every nanny, before you feed the baby, go and wash your hand. Some nanny, they've scratched their nose, they've scratched their armpits, all manner of places. Feeding is the easiest way baby can get contaminated. Feeding is the easiest way baby can get contaminated. You need to be sure that feeding is done right, and they also sterilize. These are ways to just avoid little infection there. Little infection. All this infection, you just say, some people will take their baby to crèche and it's like the worst decision, because every 2 weeks they are treating one infection or the other. Baby should be exposed to here and there, to build their immune system. But not the infection that every day, hospital this, hospital that. You need to be mindful. So those two things, very important. The child care and the feeding, very, very important. The last one I want to talk about is student baby ratio. Caregiver baby ratio. Yes, that makes sense. Caregiver baby ratio. There are some environments that is like two nannies taking care of 15. No, what's 15? Taking care of 25 children, 25 to 30 children. Don't deceive yourself. Your baby is going to cry because I don't know how somebody would divide herself into That means one baby is looking after 10 to 12 babies. Oh, one person is looking at that 10 to 12 babies. Don't deceive yourself. Look for a crèche that at least if there are 2 caregivers and they are not looking after more than 8 to 10 children, 3 to 4, 4 to 1, I mean 3 to 1, 1 to 4, it's still a reasonable ratio. The moment it's getting to 15 children, 20 children, and it's only 2 caregivers, it's very important. Those little things, they look very insignificant until you know the effect it can happen to one. If all babies are crying at the same time, you as a mother sef, if your baby cry too much, me as a 4-time mom, there are times that my baby was crying, I don't know what is wrong, me too, I'll start crying. Please. So imagine somebody that 5 children are crying. At some point, the person just say, what is wrong? And just raise them and just be so... Well, I don't think everybody's as dramatic as I am, but you get what I'm saying. You get what I'm saying. Watch the child and nanny or children and nanny ratio. Watch who is the supervisor. Do they have supervisor? Do you have a body you can report them to? Not the one that anyhow they just treat the baby anyhow and there's nobody you can report to. You know, these are the few things I think as a mom you need to be very mindful of in preparation of resumption. And if baby have started solid, very good. How do you want to get the solid prepared? Even to the packaging. One good thing I just remember now. How do you plan to get all those things there? Because babies, the first month, let me tell you, you carry a lot of bags. You carry big bags like this because they will need diaper change, they will need wrapper, they will need their meals, so many things, cardigan, sweater, the environment. There are so many things that you would need to put in their bags. So get all those things ready. When you've gotten this ready, you've prepared yourself ahead, then you can now start the slay mommy's time. But I won't give you all that gist today. My mouth is already paid. My mouth is paying me. I cannot say everything because you guys are not subscribing. Very soon I'll talk about, as a mom, what are the things you need to get ready for resumption. Until next time, I remain your favorite YouTuber, Omolade Adesoye, Ayawa Adesoye, Erinekata. See you next time, same place. I love you.